This is the dedication to my unpublished novel, Tim Kimble in Manifest Destiny. It's dedicated to my grandparents, William T. III and Anne Rooney. Wheat harvest is in full swing as one truck full of the small oval grain follows the next in quick succession to empty and return to the field. The low hum of the nearly century-old International 806 cabless tractor rumbles stationary in the sultry triple-digit late-afternoon heat. The summer wind gusts along the plains, sweeping the black diesel exhaust relentlessly across the vast openness without apology. The time-worn, rusty red machine faithfully churns a series of hydraulic augers, storing this season's crop safely in the grain bins. I had a weird habit during my early teenage years of leaving my mark anywhere I saw fit. The untainted surface of any object served as a canvas for my G to be placed. I left my signature in dusty places, grease smears, and fogged-over windows. I used a cutting torch and left a void in a painted area, even spraying a large section of weeds with the 7th letter of the alphabet. I would be stranded out by the bends for hours with a continuous line of various custom cutter trucks to dump. I noticed a rock buried in the dirt beside the ground auger. It just so happened there was a can of spray paint vibrating around on the floorboard of the tractor. I painted my G on the half of the buried rock surface in metallic silver and soon forgot about it. It must have been close to supper time because I spotted my grandpa walking towards me from between the bends. Nightfall is just around the corner and there's a big push to cut as much wheat as possible before the moisture levels reach too high. He stood with me for a moment before sending me back to the shop to retrieve another scoop shovel to clean up the spilt grain around the auger. I soon returned, shovel in hand, to see him leaning next to the tractor laughing up into the air. The closer I got, the more animated the laughing. He manages to straighten out his face for a moment and points over to the rock. It was a puddle of wetness resting in the fine silt surrounding my G. He says, "That's what I thought of your G," and starts laughing and walking off. He had pissed on my G. The early morning sun rays sneak their way past the long-ago established elm tree foliage, making the corner lot black-on-white 3-story Victorian-style home shimmer. My grandparents raised generations inside the city's original hospital. In the pursuing years, the house had become too big to maintain for the aging couple. The notion to refurbish the outdated marker of the city was too costly to imagine. I helped my grandmother with the mowing, the lawn care in the summer, and ran the water throughout the house so the pipes didn't dry up in the winter. We stopped by the aging relic, as we always did, to straighten up and check it over for the upcoming showing by the realty company. We immediately noticed something was off with the smell of mildew strong in the air. The steady trickle sound of water cascading behind the walls echoed into an invisible pool amplified by the empty concrete basement walls. The farther we ventured into the house, the more apparent the devastation was. I cautiously navigated the rickety wood stairs down to the basement and was soon standing in 8 inches of dingy, dirty water. I somehow reached the main water shutoff to the house. My grandfather was on the way with a pump to clear the already accumulated water out of the space. In the meanwhile, we used buckets to remove the liquid out of the cellar door to the side yard. In the midst of our panicked water evacuation, we heard the front door creak open and footsteps across the living room floor upstairs. The show must go on, and the two of us stood shivering at the bottom of the stairs motionless in ankle-high water, awaiting the realtor and client to eventually discover us down in the basement. I wish I could say it was the only flood we had to deal with that winter, but it was only the beginning. I love you, Grandma and Grandpa. Thank you for your unwavering support throughout my life, whether it's deserved or not.